If you are blind, then your eyes shall be opened. If you seek the unknown, then you have found your place. If you desire knowledge, that is what you may find. If you yearn for the truth, all things shall be revealed. There is nothing for you here.
Hello, my fellow gesticulating pelvic crustaceans. Ever thought about the things you say? Seriously, how in depth do you contemplate your words? I'm willing to bet you don't think too much about how the things you say at any given time could be misconstrued. That's alright. Most people don't realize that things can be taken multiple ways. People shouldn't feel obliged to restrict the things they say, within reason, of course. You're going to say things in life that you might think were stupid. It's going to happen, sooner or later. Maybe you were angry or upset and said something harsh to a loved one, or you drank too much and called your boss's sister a gargantuan seditious sow. We all say things in times of stress or crisis that we don't really mean, or that we wouldn't otherwise say. Should we really be punished just for being human? Freedom of speech was envisioned for that very reason. It came about through the realization that actions speak louder than words. Enforcing our right to speak out if a tyrant rises, to showcase something we find of value, or articulate why we find something detestable. Without that right, a free society of reasonable and cultured individuals is impossible to sustain. People don't always speak about what they're really thinking or feeling. They avoid uncomfortable topics and ideas or exaggerate things to make a greater impact. This is why we need free speech, because the truth requires honesty. The things we don't want to hear are more often than not the things we need to hear. If not for the speech that confronts our ideals, how are we to improve our arguments, our society, or ourselves? Most of us understand that there's a social courtesy that plays a role in our ability to coexist. Even the prick who calls you a culmination of useless human garbage has a right to say that. You, however, have the right to tell him to fuck off, too. It's better to just walk away. Without this balance, tyrants would rise to power and enforce almost religious loyalty at the end of a sword. Anyone could take something you've said as a threat to the leader and have you put to death. That's why, when you start mixing things that hurt your feelings with legislation that criminalizes it, you've opened a can of worms that you will eventually drown yourself in. Someone in the future will eventually use those laws against you because you hurt their feelings. By that point, however, the punishment could be death. Nobody should be forced to walk on eggshells simply for fear of capital punishment against something they said. Actions are more determinant of a person's character and can actually harm another person in a permanent way. You can't have it both ways. You can't make some things off limits to say and then expect full linguistic autonomy in everything else. Either everything is okay to speak about or nothing is. There is no in between. I take my speech very seriously. If I don't spark the desired reaction, I would love to hear ways to improve my positions. If I'm completely wrong, even change my positions. So please, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, there's nothing for you here.